So I am now going to record a VOD review Leo's gameplay here as Hanzo. So in general, as Hanzo, you want to focus on the mid-range slash long-range DPS. Don't really want to get too close to their team because you'll just get destroyed. So here off the bat, I don't love your use of this like barrage ability. You should really be using this ability to break through like barriers, like Ryan's shield. It just allows you to enable people like people like Zarya and Soldier. Like in order for them to do damage to the enemy team, they need to break through this barrier. So the faster you break through this, the faster you make Ryan put it down, the more damage your Zarya and your Soldier will be able to do. But I mean, using it on the Roadhog is not the worst option. It's fast ult charge, but I definitely wouldn't be here. You're way too deep in their team. You're probably just gonna die to the Ryan. No, you didn't die. I mean, that's just kind of luck. You should have died to the enemy team. You went too far. You should be staying like around where you're playing, probably even farther back, like near the stairs, like around here. Yep. That's kind of unfortunate. You should probably be playing a little bit farther back, just helping your team shred the shields. And then once, if their team backs up to the point where you can't see them, then you can move a little bit farther forward. But you were too deep. Because if you don't get the kill there on the flank, then you're just kind of dying for nothing. So you have dragons. Here Zarya has Grav. This dragon's fine. So again, we're here where you're playing is fine. Reaper can't close in on you because if you have your jumping ability. That charge is kind of unlucky, but it's also just showing why you don't want to be this far forward. Like here, if you want to like move with your team, you can go on top of this platform here. So people like the Rhine can't even charge you or even swing at you. And you make it even harder for someone like Reaper to deal with you too. Here since you won the fight, moving forward's fine. I would definitely make sure you use this recon arrow though. I don't think I've seen you use it once. You probably want to use it here on spawn just to see where people are coming out and going towards. You could also use it on this wall to see things like this hog. Um, yeah, this is kind of your tank's fault. Not much you could do here. But you definitely want to be using recon arrow more than you are using it, just to get information on where the enemy team is. So like here, let's see if it happens. So like you see here how you reconned here in the front. Your tanks already have the information as to where the enemy team is, right? Like this Ryan can see these people, like even though you can't, they can see them. But I think I saw, yeah, I think I saw the Roadhog over here flanking left. If you would have reconned here left side, you would have been privy to the information that the Roadhog was coming for you. You want to be reconning spots where your team can't see, so they can't call that out. This is fine. Just barrage him here since he's low. Okay, a little late. So here I think instead of backing up this way, you could probably just go this way. Because you're forcing the Rhine to go after you. And you know that no one's over here. Or if anything, you could just recon this. Like as he's getting rezzed. Once you see the animation of him getting rezzed, you can recon this wall to your right, here, to see if anybody's over here just to make sure it's safe. Or again, you could also use the middle platform. You just make it really difficult to deal with you. Ryan can't swing on you. Reaper has to TP up to you to really hurt you. Um, So since your team's in overtime here, yeah, I definitely would use Dragon just a little bit earlier just to make sure you're winning the fight. You guys probably didn't need it anyway, but it's just good insurance. So reconning spawn here is fine. Yeah, again, you don't want to be pulling that far forward. You can see how easily their Hanzo shot you. Yeah, you definitely want to recon here, just see if they're going red side. You don't get punished for it, but definitely reconning this wall to see what side they're coming from is very useful. Um, so like again, just reiterating this, you're too far forward here. Like if this Rein would have gotten his shatter off, you would have gotten shattered. You probably would have died. Like playing here where you are right now, or even probably a little bit farther back, is ideal. You could even right now be using this high ground to force people to come up to you to stop you. It's just more annoying. It's more annoying for the tanks to deal with, and it's harder for them for them to deal with it. So Soul Rod is better. Either that high ground on the left side or the middle pillar on point. Since your team's kind of even, I would definitely ult like right now. Yeah, you do it anyway. Just a little late, I guess. It's fine. I would have just ulted a little bit earlier. Since your team's like kind of even, you want to give them as much of an advantage as you can. So just ult her. I think it's better. So you probably, yeah, I like reconning here. Just see if anybody's left side. You don't. Again, you're kind of doing the same thing you did last time, where you're kind of doing this like weird flank on the left hand side. And like, again, if this Rein or this Reaper that is on the enemy team walks at you and you don't headshot them, you're just gonna die. Or if Winston jumps on you, since they have a Winston now, it's just really risky for no reason. You're probably gonna die here. You probably should have died there. Again, playing too far forward. Like this map's also not the greatest for Hanzo since it's pretty close quartery. You see, like if Winston just jumps on you like that and he does that again, like there's not much you can do. Because your jump just doesn't give you enough distance in between you and the Winston. So again here, you should you should be reconning either left side or right side, just see if anybody's behind one of these walls. This guy probably should have killed you. Yeah, again, that's why it's not an ideal Hanzo map. There's just too many ways for you to die to Winston and other tanks like that. They can just run up to you. Again, you should be using these like volley ability to break through shields. Like that Winston bubble, it doesn't have a lot of health, and you can see how long it took you to break through it. And for every second it stays up, it's damage you're missing out on. So like here, just volley the Reinhardt, try to break his shield. This is fine. Should probably recon this wall here. That's fine. That's a good ult. I'll give it to you. Gotta pick on the Lucio. That's gonna delay their push by a little bit. So like there again, just focus that bubble on the left hand side because it gave the tanks a big window to get out. It's a lot easier to hit a shield than it is to hit a tiny Ana. You're probably just gonna die here to the Winston, if I had to guess. Oh no, you died to the Reaper. That's unfortunate. Okay. This map's a little bit better for Hanzo since it's a little bit more open. Probably still not the best, but it's fine. So here, yeah, you should probably do recon there. You can just tell your team where they're coming from. So this isn't really your fault. That's kind of your Ryan just blindly charging in. But again, I think you were a little bit too close to this gate, to this like opening. Like there's really no reason for you to like walk past where you're standing right now. Cuz you can see there, you can see here. Walking closer just makes it easier for the Winston to jump on him. Your whole team's probably dead. Yeah, I think Reaper on this point and probably the last point was probably better. Just because the map's a little bit more close quarter. This is fine. You should definitely be focusing the tanks. This is good. This is good. Like you don't necessarily always have to go for the tanks as Reaper, but when they're like that well hidden with the Hana and with the Ana and the Hanzo, you probably just shouldn't go in there. Cause Hanzo can just headshot you, and then Ana can just put you to sleep and then anti you, and you're probably gonna lose that. Like here, you see the Winston's by himself, and so's the Ryan. Like the Ana's over here with the Hanzo, right? So like these two are much easier to kill than the two in the other corner. You just want to be killing whatever's easier. You don't want to make your job harder as a DPS. Yeah, you should probably just get out. You're probably just dead here. Maywall saved you. This is fine. So I think the Winston jumped onto your team. Let me look. He's in that room on the right. Yeah, so you see the Winston jumps in, right? If you would have stayed back just a little bit and waited like another second, he would have jumped in, and then you could have just killed him. Like he does have ult, but you would at least force his ult out. And even then, Winston with ult still dies pretty quickly to Reaper. Are you even gonna touch? I'm not sure you guys touch here. You're close to ult. You should probably Wraith onto point. TPing there is just a little bit more risky. Yeah, they can just see where you're coming from. That's unfortunate. I don't think the ult would have really mattered, but Wraith there probably would have been a little bit safer. Alright, so big takeaways. You need to use your abilities more. Your recon arrow, you only used a couple of times. you need to use like your little burst ability, your burst arrows to break shields rather than as a damaging ability. And then, so I think you need to be positioning just a little bit farther back, and not getting like so kill hungry to the point where you're like flanking their entire team, because you did that twice. I'm trying to think of what else. And then like on the second and third map, like you really have to like think about the map visually and like I'm not saying you have to do this, but it's a good practice. Like thinking about the map and how it looks like, and just thinking like, do I have enough room here as Hanzo to snipe from the back or from mid range? Like if you compare this map to something like a Hanamura, where there's like so much open space, like Hanzo can just stay in the back and shoot at things. And those two maps, the second and third maps, were just a little bit more close quarter.